Today we've got a double malicious compliance in one story. We'll get to that in a bit, but first, a story from Tay3600. My failure to plan is now your problem. So I work in customer service in the automotive industry. As part of the services we offer guests, we perform a state-mandated car inspection so people can register their car with the state. It's a simple process that can take about 15 minutes if you book an appointment with us. But every month, we get flooded with people who forgot to do the inspection on the last week of each month. It is a mad dash for last-minute appointments to fit people in before they're late. Now, we don't make money off of this type of service. In fact, it's a state-set fee, and we realistically lose money doing these inspections on labor cost. I preface this to state that doing these state inspections does not benefit my shop, but we do it because it helps our customers. Front door opens to a male Karen coming in on a Friday afternoon midday. This distinguished gentleman, we'll call him Tim, walks in at around 1 p.m. in the afternoon and slaps his keys on the countertop, informing my front counter teammate that he needs an inspection now. Now, understand that even though all of our appointments were booked up days ago, we will still bend over backwards to help someone out. We totally get that things don't always go according to plan in life, so we do what we can to help. That is, as long as you're a nice person. When you start trying to dictate how we're going to help you, that doesn't fly in my store. Tim decided that today he was going to do exactly that. After we advised him that he can either wait almost 2 hours to try to work him into a slot as we process our already scheduled appointments, or book an appointment for him next week. Tim let us know that booking an appointment the following week after the deadline was not an option for him. But he's got time right now, so he's going to generously give us 2 hours of his time, and we need to figure out how to get him in. Cue malicious compliance. I stepped in to take over the conversation for my front counter staff, who have been dealing with him up until now. Okay, sir, we're happy to help. I'll get your keys out to the technician. You just have a seat and make yourself comfortable. Immediately, I walked the keys out to my technician with explicit instructions. After explaining to my tech that Tim is acting like a dirty trash can full of poop, I gave the express instructions that we will not even touch his vehicle until 2 hours have passed. Mind you, as Tim sits in the lobby stewing, I have the pleasure of servicing several other customers who set their appointments days ahead of time. 15 minutes here, 20 minutes there, and even a 7-minute inspection for an all-electric car. Things are flowing so smoothly for all of the appointments who did things the right way, and it's showing on Tim's face. After the first hour, Tim has finally had the courage to speak up. I really appreciate y'all trying to work me in, but do you know how long it's going to be? No, Tim, you don't get to be nice now and try to expedite your vehicle. You don't get to be nasty to my staff and still get your way. Sorry, Tim, we're still trying to get it fit in. Like I said, about 2 hours before we can see the truck. Mind you, the lobby's totally empty and all customers have already been serviced early. It's perfect. Fast forward another hour, and his multiple attempts to make small talk to amend his horrible manners and treatment to one of my staffers, and his car's finally being brought into the shop bays. Then, moments later, my technician walks into the lobby with a giddy smile. Boss, his truck needs wipers to pass inspection. They're torn and fail the vehicle. Passing on this wonderful news to Tim, he agrees to have the tech install some, because he of course did not bring any of his own. At this point, I feel quite satisfied that Tim's learned his lesson with a little additional help from the universe in him needing to also replace wiper blades. But apparently the universe was not quite done teaching Tim a lesson. His car still failed the inspection. The last part of the test is run by a computer that reads the internal control modules of the car. It's a totally automated process that can't be tampered or affected by the inspector. The only thing that can interfere is if the car had the battery replaced and those control modules have been reset. But that's exactly what Tim did. Hours before coming to see me, he replaced the battery and cleared those exact modules. So at the end of the day, Tim was his own worst enemy and failed his own car, having to book an appointment for the following week. But with a little help from the universe, he hopefully learned a very valuable lesson, that service workers are not your slaves, and to always tip your waiters. A little bit of kindness to customer service people and desk reps can really go a long way. Also, hi, I'm Steven, and if you enjoy awesome stories of malicious compliance, why not hit that subscribe button down below? Don't want to pay me for my work? Alright, I'll undo it. I'm naming the company name because I've had many issues with them and everyone should be warned. So, have to say this first, beware of working for the delivery service Shipt. Today, I picked up an order for delivery. It had gone promo, money added on Shipt. It was for a delivery in a town that's 15 minutes from the store of purchase. Alright, not too bad for $16, especially since I live within 10 minutes of the town I was delivering to. I take it. I go to the store, receive the groceries, and I'm on my merry way. I send a text to the customer that I'm on my way and will reach them before so-and-so time. No response. So I give a quick call. It does a weird thing and ends. Doesn't even go to voicemail. Whatever. I sent them a text. Get to the house, knock, no answer, leave the bag outside the door and walk away. I make it to my car, start said car. Woman pokes her head out of the porch door as I'm about to leave. You were very lovely, woman on porch. Thank you for your kindness. Waves me down looking highly confused. So I unfortunately stop the car and get out. The woman asks what this is. Why, your order, ma'am, I say, looking all happy. I didn't order anything, she says. Oh no. Did anyone else in the house? Nope. Oh no. So there's a wrong address on the delivery. I've never dealt with this before, and I have to leave to catch a movie with friends in 30 minutes. Cue me going door to door at each house on that small street while reaching out to Shipt support and while trying to call the customer again. Does the same weird thing with the phone. I give up on that. Proceed to knock on doors. Nope, nobody's. Alright, Shipt's suggestion? Just drive back and return it. No, Shipt, I'm a delivery contractor. I'm not a volunteer, nor am I a charity. I'm hired by you to fulfill deliveries. As far as I'm concerned, I have delivered to the address on file. I'm not reaching into my bank account to correct someone else's mistake. For the total extra 30-minute round trip, I'll need $10 on top of the initial pay. Thanks, gas, for being so expensive. No, they say, we'll give you $8.10. No, I say, I have plans in now 10, which should have been 30, mind you, minutes that I will now miss. $8.10 will not cover the gas and wear and tear for the extra 30 minutes. I will need no less than $10 or I'll leave them on the curb of the noted delivery address, 580 Blinking Street and duck off. We'll give you $5 and can't do any more than that, they say. Wait, I say. $5 on top of the additional $8.10 to make it $13.10 on top of what I'm being paid, or just $5? I wanted everything in writing specifically because I knew Shipt was going to do exactly what they did next. They say, oh yes, $13.10, but we can't do any more, they say. Fine, I'm returning it to the store now, I say. I go to the store, do the whole return process, get in contact with Shipt as they directed me to, with the requested information. I get a message on my phone from Shipt to the effect of, your order's been canceled and $20.80 issued to your account. What? I contact Shipt, say I'm confused, say it looks as though they were only giving me $5 on top of the original order payment, when they said I would be compensated $13.10. I was told, oh, we won't give you any more than $5. But you already said. Is there someone else I can speak to? They say, nope, $5, take it or leave it. Alright, fine. Don't want to pay me the agreed upon wage? That's a breach of contract, meaning you never actually paid me for this return. So, what did I do? I marched right back into the store, asked the worker who had taken the return what she had done with it, snatched the bag up, strode up to a manager, informed them of what had happened, and told them that since I wasn't being paid to return the groceries, I would be taking them back to the last place I was contracted and paid to deliver them, 580 Blinking Street and duck off. Told him if he wanted to be recompensated for the groceries, he could charge Shipt, as they were not willing to pay to have them returned. I messaged Shipt from my car informing them of this and gave them 30 minutes. Yep, plans definitely ruined. It's now 2 hours later to rescind their rescission and pay me what they actually agreed to and owed me. I had to reach out 2 separate times because the first girl, despite me being very polite, would not go to anyone else, such as management, to ask for an exception to this policy, considering they had literally told me they would pay me more. Actually had the gall to ask if I had taken items I'd returned, and all I had to say in response was, "Did you pay me to return them?" The second girl was much more helpful, reached out to her team to see if anything could be done. Shipped still wouldn't be swayed, but I thanked her profusely for at least trying. So in the end, they said they wouldn't do any more than $5. I told them, alright, I reject that offer. Just pay me for the original delivery because $5.80 is where they'll be. You can pay another shipped shopper $15 to come get them. I drove back, it was on my way home, dropped them off, and left. I'm not a charity, I don't work for free, and I certainly don't pay to work. I'm going to be messaging ShopRite Corporate directly, along with the New Jersey Labor Board, because this isn't the first issue with the wages I've had with Shipped, and honestly, ShopRite should seek compensation from them. Have fun paying for the more than $13.10 of groceries that are now rotting on the curb, Shipped. Side note, to anyone who may say, you're being entitled. No, I'm not. It is not entitled to expect an agreed upon wage. It's extortion to expect me to work for less than agreed. Imagine you accepted an order from a delivery service, fulfilled that obligation, and suddenly they decided to pay you less than half for that completed order. Or you're working a job and they suddenly cut your pay without any notice or agreement upon your part. As I explained to them, I never would have returned the groceries for $5 because it wasn't my mistake. Plus, I would have returned them no problem if it had been, and I would be paying to return them, plus the missed plans, plus the lost time. So no, I'm no way in the wrong, and I don't care what anyone who thinks otherwise has to say. Honestly, I think this is one of the downfalls of having services like this, because if this is a company where you're regularly paying your employees like a normal functioning business, it's the kind of thing where the business just eats that cost. But when you're essentially contracting these people and then expect them to eat the cost themselves in any way, or, do additional work which is driving the whole way back and returning those items, it just doesn't really work well unless you're really willing to eat those costs as a business. That said, our final story of the day is you're gonna need to repeat that back to me, double malicious compliance. Hey y'all, it's Drive-Thru OP again. I'll start off by saying this, if you ever feel petty enough to ruin a drive-thru person's day at work, ask them to repeat the order back. This isn't because it takes too long or it's difficult, so much as it is insulting to our intelligence. I still do it with a smile, mostly, but not this evening. When a car drives in the drive-thru, it sets the sensor off instantly and we hear everything everyone in the car says. My headset beeps, I greet the customer and I hear, "Oh sweet, mellow yellow peach." I ask whether he wants a small, medium, or large. They say, "No butthead, not you. How about you pay attention?" Enter malicious compliance number 1. I'll pay attention alright. In the meantime, I tell him to let me know when he's ready. He orders in the most convoluted way possible, insulting me directly in between every other item. I even do him the favor of making his items a combo, because I've learned that, when in doubt, err towards nice. He then stops me as I'm about to say the total. "Look dude, you're gonna need to repeat that back to me, I know you messed that crap up." He had a very rude tone the whole way, which I'm learning to be better at picking up one in my twilight years. 46. Enter malicious compliance part 2, which unlocks part 1. Time to employ my memory and voice acting skills. You got it, sir. In my California surfer Keanu Reeves voice, "Dude, sweet, mellow yellow peach." I then go back to my voice for my parts. Small, medium, or large. "No butthead, not you." Well, let me know when you're ready. "Okay man, I want a bacon burger, a big one." "Which burger, sir? We have..." "Look dummy, a bacon burger." I keep going back and forth, switching between exaggerating and insulting California dude crush voice and my regular voice. Each of the 5 times he called me a name in the transcript I make in my voice, so it's me insulting him with his own words. My manager Bruce jumped behind the ice machine to laugh his butt off in full support of my churlishness. I repeated like 98% of the convo verbatim, right up to the request to repeat it back to me. He finally says, "You know what? Goodbye and go freak yourself." I say, "Have a nice evening," and wave to a man who was in the process of running his tire just to make a gesture with his hands towards me as he unsuccessfully passes the drive-through window. I couldn't have planned it any better. He seriously popped his tire as he hopped the right curb. The best part? The 2 family nuggets he ordered, 50 nuggets for $11.99, didn't have to be made. Bruce was happier than any of us about this, as the cost to the company was so great. This guy disappeared into a flurry of yellow lights, clinking chains, and customers with carfuls of food. Hopefully, never to be heard from again. See, I already wouldn't be rude to a lot of people, but I think the last people you want to be rude to is a worker making your food at a fast food chain. Because let's be real, if there's ever going to be a situation where somebody does actually spit in your food because you were being a total jerk to a fast food burger joint worker, is probably pretty high up there on that list. But with that being said, that's all the time we have for today. Now, if you want to hear another awesome compliance story, check out that video on the left. Or if you missed my latest video, check out that video on the right. That said, I'll see you all next time with some more stories.